What's up, everybody? Ha ha! Welcome to hell! We're gonna put you through hell! This is gonna be the worst show that you're ever gonna witness, ever! With your own two eyeballs, I mean ears, because this is audio. Right here! My main man is in the building, cooking up some stuff! Say what's up?
What's up?
His name is Damien, Sexy Homeless. I also want to say all-star guests of all hells. So, welcome him and salute all your pitchforks. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about how the fuck you were punching me in my ribs while we were trying to do that skit. Did you realize that it was a skit comedy?
I didn't mean to hurt you.
Not fucking real. You really punched me in my rib.
Oh, I mean, I jabbed you per se, but I didn't mean to hurt you if I did.
It was supposed to be pretend.
No, I know.
No, I'm not trying to put you on a spotlight or anything. I'm just really, really fucking wondering why in the fuck did you think that it was real at first?
It wasn't about it being real or fake. It's just like I've told you in the past, I've actually done security. I've been in a handful of fights, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I try to stay away from those types of things. It's
what, like physical altercations?
That ring. Well, no, it's you know what I mean? Like I mean, I knew it was a skit, but it was more or less, you know what I mean? Like it was more of an instinct. It just happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm used to holding back because I know what I can do, and then you know what I mean. So I'm already used to holding back, thankfully. But you know what I mean? Like it wasn't even purposely done. It just happened. You know, like
no, but it's just you were like freaked out. You were like so nervous. You made me nervous. You honestly like you did.
It's just like there were certain scenes where it wouldn't click right in my head, and that's why there were times where like I had to back up.
Why wouldn't it click right? Like it was just
it's just the same thing.
You know
with
what
me.
I honestly think it is? When we start a scene, when we're about to make a movie or something like that, we have to have a moment of silence for at least a minute to think about the scene that we're about to do.
It's not even about that though. Personally though, it's just
really seriously, you don't let the moment sink in. You just keep talking, and when we're about to say action, you keep talking and laughing. You don't understand like, oh, we're about to do the scene. You know, you just kept.
Hey, you know, have a little fun. You know, it has to be a little comedy. You know, but I mean, I still got into it. But there were certain. It's just like
there's a little comedy outside of it, but when we're projecting our project, the shit is coming off as amateur because we're not thinking about what we're actually saying.
Well, we
keep joking out of the camera.
Well, technically speaking, I mean, it is more considered an amateur film, even though it is coming out good.
But it should have came out. We should have planned that. Okay, since we're amateurs, we have to really do this. Let's do it as corny as we can.
No, I mean, I think it came out good.
No, I'm saying that's what when I thought about it later on, I'm like, oh, that should have been the bit. The bit should have been what is that flashing? It's like your phone's flashing or something.
I'm gonna put my leg right here then for you. My bad. But I was, you know, it's just
what
like
is that? What is that flashing?
Yeah, it's my phone probably.
Can you flip it upside down or something?
Yeah, it'll start hitting buttons and shit if I do that.
I think giving me seizures.
Yeah, imagine that. Hold up. I'm trying to fucking put it somewhere here. But no, I mean, like with fight scenes in general though, or fighting in period, I try to stay.
What I was gonna say.
I try to say it like I try to stay away from that shit. Anyways, you know what I mean. But it was fun to do it. It's just I don't know if you.
The bit.
I don't know if you noticed it or not though, right? So certain things that we did, I actually froze or I actually backed up more because of you know what I mean, of how I am, you know, and I had to like just, you know, I had to remember, you know, what we were doing.
But the bit should have been like, oh, look at me, I'm standing outside, we're shooting a movie. And then you should have came up, hey, I'm a security. We should have done it like so stupid that it would have been funny, but you honestly, if you keep doing the comedy thing, you're not letting our plan, we don't have a plan. So
we have an outline, I guess. I mean, it's something. And I think it's come out good.
When actors are about to do a scene, they rehearse everything back and forth a few times before actually recording it. It doesn't look like that because that's how much they practice it.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, with certain people, you know,
I
what I
was
mean,
tired
actually
because
seeing
like
it.
getting all the fucking the uniforms together, all the props. I was fucking tired, man.
Well,
We
I
started
mean,
shooting the thing. It was like around almost 1 in the morning.
yeah, something like that. But if you think about it, though, you know, us filming it and then like rehearsing it's kind of the same thing because, like, if you think about it, right? We now have the different takes that we do, and then we can rehearse, off of the old, off of the different takes that we do. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, we lack a lot of professional stuff, equipment.
Goddamn.
So, it's instead of trying to be, which I'm not saying we are or not, but like I figure instead of trying to be professional, you know what I mean, and try to, mock every single step that they take to an extent. I think the best way that we can rehearse is to use what we have, which is, our camera, and to film every take that we do. And then that in a sense is kind of like rehearsing because we can look back. And then every step that we make, we can tweak it and make it
No, it
better.
was fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
We still could have used those scenes.
It came out great. It's just, you know
If
what I
we
mean?
would have just used the action,
Yeah.
not even like the shit beforehand or just the action, it would have been good. But
I didn't jab you too hard, did I?
no,
Okay.
it's that I was already drunk and like I didn't expect that. And then I honestly, like my mind, I was like, okay, we did that fucking. It was kung fu, guys. We're doing like kicks and punches. I'm throwing a box, he's blocking it, and then he's like he's supposed to do a low hit, but you were supposed to do a bump, not a punch.
Well,
I kept
okay.
telling you a bump.
It's no, I get it. It's just it's more of a my problem thing. It wasn't really your issue, you know what I mean? I understood the skit, you know what I mean? I understood what we were doing. It's just a habit for me, and I gotta relax, and this is why I like this area so much, you know what I mean? I don't have to worry about constantly fighting people. Now I can relax. It's one of the best parts about being in this area. You know what I mean? Anywhere else in Tampa, I mean, anywhere else in Florida, period. It's just,
I just think I
people.
honestly I think that would be
Stupid.
better during the day.
Well, during the day, we'd be sweating our fucking asses off, dude.
But you could see the you could see the shots. We wouldn't have to keep traveling
Yeah,
around
true. With the
at night looking for the bright spots to shoot.
but like with the uniforms that we have, though, you know what I
Because
mean?
you're trying to
layered.
record at fucking after 11:30 at night. That's
We can put.
too late.
We can,
That's already too late.
but Dollar Tree has a nice light that we set on the ground that can be lit up. Give us some extra light if we have to. But I mean, I do believe
We can still do it at night. What the fuck was that? You heard that?
Yeah.
That shit was weird.
Sound like a dumpster, like somebody was throwing something away.
Yeah, like a big fucking slam, right?
Could have been Burger King
Anyways,
throwing something away.
No, we should do it at night, but we have to.
Way too hot.
You know what you're gonna wear already, right? You have the tux shirt.
Yeah, I have that stuff in my
All
cart
you
right
have
now.
to do is wear exactly what you're wearing, and I'm gonna wear the red pants, but I'm
Yeah.
switching up my black. I'm putting like a tight black shirt
Oh.
or a tight white shirt or something.
Why not like a red shirt to match the pants, right? You think that would look cool?
I wanted, yeah.
Because, I don't
Everything
know.
red, I'm gonna look like a big ketchup bottle.
So,
I mean, I like the red tracksuit.
and
It's just it makes me itchy, man.
oh, yeah. Material
Anyways.
and that shit.
Excuse me. I could still do it with the red tracksuit.
Yeah.
But it's gonna have to be one of these.
Yeah.
Soon. I hate to put this shit off, man.
Yeah, I mean, there will always be a good moment to do it, and if it ain't now, then that's fine. We shouldn't rush it too much if that's what you feel, I don't mind.
I know, because then I get tired.
Hey, shit. I know the feeling, but, we're doing good right now anyways. I mean, if we do get the movie out, we do. If we don't, we don't.
I won't be tired now.
You know?
It's that I was tired before from, like, getting the soundtrack.
Shit.
And then, just writing. I wrote like a page of everything that we were gonna do, which is I'm still using that.
Yeah, just good. It's a cool idea.
And then all the other stuff, man. Sticks. We're gonna use fighting sticks.
Yeah. Shit.
If you were in Vietnam,
and you have to choose. And America gave you 1 minute right now to choose 3 items to fight with. What are you using?
Shit. I know my first item is going to be a machete. So, because I'm used to having one. You know I have one. I'm used to it.
You mean machete?
Yeah. Yeah, whatever it is. It's close enough, I guess. I mean, I'm more into blades, honestly. But to be honest with you, you know what I mean? I've always liked the idea of having some kind of small shield. Because, you know, the knights used to use it to, like, to help kind of block certain projectiles and shit.
In Vietnam, so you're gonna use a shield.
I mean, not a big one, but I think a round one, at least on the forearm,
Bro, you use
would
this
be
shit.
good.
This is not gladiator days. They're gonna fucking put some traps under your legs and fucking kakang! Your fucking legs are gonna be crippled after the fucking the claws of fucking bamboo jaws that they're gonna clamp on your ass.
If you're dumb enough not to analyze where you're running, you know what I mean?
That's your phone shining at me? You gotta be kidding. You just put it upside down.
Yeah, because they're gonna hit the buttons and shit, bro.
What do you hit the buttons? I put it upside down.
That's what I'm saying. I'll face it over.
The only ways it'll hit the buttons is if it's flesh, dude. A carpet cannot hit the button.
Anyways, though, we're gonna go back to this question. I mean, bamboo spikes can hit you no matter what you use. Honestly, I mean, you know what I mean. It's a matter of being smart enough to know that it's there.
Yeah, but you're gonna use a fucking shield when they're using guns and the grenades and suicide bombers.
If somebody throws a fucking grenade at you and you have that, you do realize you have a higher chance of hitting it out of your way. Now, it may not save your life, but it might help.
What type of shield is it?
I mean, personally, I'd rather a smaller round shit. I forgot what the technical term is called, but I know the knights would use it sometimes. Like whenever they have their lances on the horse, they would have it in case a person came up to hit them.
Damn, a big old long one?
No, it's not.
It's a big old silver one.
The knights who use the long lances, they're basically a spear that comes out. Yeah, and they have those on there.
God damn.
In case of extra protection.
Being on horses,
when they're on a knight. No. I'm not saying I would use the lance. I'm talking about when the knights use the lances on the horses. Yeah. They would have a small round shield to help protect them from surprise attacks and whatnot, because a lot of people would run up and they would stick the sword into them while they're on the horse. Yeah. And that shield is supposed to block that sword from coming up. And of course, I know they're using guns, but if you mean people can make Kevlar vests out of materials, So why can't we make
Kevlar?
Yeah, that's what I call it. Kevlar. Don't matter.
What's the name of it? Is that the real name?
It's I believe. It's supposed to be the material. That's the main material that they use to use in like modern bulletproof vests. Then they use layers of Kevlar, and it's supposed to give it the bulletproof effect. I mean, of course, you shoot it enough times in the same spot, it's going to go through. But that's what blocks the bullets is the Kevlar material.
It's like a metal.
I don't remember exactly what Kevlar is.
Chain looking
specifically. But I mean, I don't remember. I have to look it up again. But I know Kevlar is the chemical. Oh, not the chemical. It's the material that they layer up.
Nah, it's a chemical. I'm confused.
If you were to make a shield based off of the bulletproof idea, like let's say that we could mix it with like for instance, like titanium. You know what I mean? Titanium alloy is a very useful metal that also doesn't rust. If you were to mix that with Kevlar, for instance, right? I'm sure that they could make something. Okay. You know what I mean?
So
to help block it.
If a genie existed, if right now we found the genie and he gave each one of us 3 wishes, what would your 3 wishes be? Right now, just imagine a real genie right now in front of us.
Shit, I don't know. I mean, I'd want to be with my girl, honestly. Yeah. That'd be one of my wishes, honestly.
Okay, boom, that's the first thing he would say. Boom, you're with your girl. She'll be like, what the fuck? What are you doing here?
I know, right?
And then, okay, so you got 2 more wishes.
I'd probably want, like, I don't know, like world peace,
Think world peace.
Solve these problems.
So everybody's, like, happy. She's like, I don't know, my mom's all of a sudden feeling happy.
Well, I mean, peace. Everybody wants it.
You're there,
nobody
and then
wants
what
to
else?
Get it. I mean, shit. I mean, then that's the
world
issue.
Peace, Stanley, you just fixed a whole bunch of shit.
Well, I mean, it's just because the problem with having world peace is that it's there, but it could go away. I mean.
No, but you wish for it.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's there, but
that's the wish. But so what is the 3rd one?
I mean, Shit, I mean, I guess that like people could be like more genuine, I guess.
More genuine.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna ask for money? You're gonna be broke?
Shit.
Out of all 3 wishes, you could have said, alright, but me, look, this is what I would have. All the fucking money. All the money. No, I wouldn't have all the money. I would have all the money that Bill Gates has. I will have it. Switch it to my bank. Oop. Sorry, he's gonna have to be the sacrifice for it. That'll solve a whole bunch of shit, guys. So I will have Bill Gates money in my bank account, but then I'll give him like $1 million. You know, I'll give him like $1 million and an award. And so there, boom, I have a whole bunch of Bill Gates. Damn, I have all that money. God damn. So now I have all that fucking money right here, right now. It's in my bank. Damn. Oh yeah, and then the money I will give you a few million too. Obviously, because I'll be rich as fuck. And that just happened. I'll definitely give you a few million. I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3. Because it's real money.
Yeah.
So I'll give you like 3. You'll be like, damn, Mike, you'll be fucking balling. You'll be with a cigar and a fucking yacht. Doing paintings naked.
I mean,
doing paintings naked.
I'm not the kind of person to waste it on silly things though, like that. To be honest with you.
No, but you'll have 3 million.
Oh, trust me, I would. And I would be probably spending it to help. You know what I mean? To help people and to help my girl. You know what I mean? To keep us,
and
a steady
then
lifestyle.
I would get us the best doctors and everything for the second wish. I will get us the best care forever. And number 3 would be world peace.
I mean, if you think about it,
World peace, good health, and fucking hella money.
When you think about it though, and when you wish for peace and people to be genuine, that's kind of like a better way of asking for money in a sense, because now, you know what I mean, all these problems are not being solved or already solved because the genie, did it already. But then you got the genuine people now.
Right. You're right.
So now I don't have to worry about being I don't have to worry about having all this money. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people, and money is a very common thing to wish for, and a lot of people. And I'm not saying you specifically, but I'm saying a lot of people have these greedy motives and these greedy things, and then that's why whenever somebody's asked that, they always have these like selfish desires, and it's like I'm really never been into that.
What do you think about who do you think is the Antichrist?
I mean, honestly, to try to point it at one person is not even the problem.
Or like what group do you?
I
like
think
there's
that
a certain energy or certain group.
Well, to be honest, it's honestly like here's the thing, right? I never really liked Trump, for instance, but I don't view him as the Antichrist. I don't view him as that. I view him as an idiot that doesn't know what he's doing. That's got this like thirst for power, so he's chugging it. It's like Hillary, you know what I mean?
Damien, it's Donald Trump talking. You don't know a clue. China?
It's just like, I feel personally when it comes to actually viewing who is worse or who is, closest to being an Antichrist, it's not so much one or even a group. I think all of us have dirtied our hands to an extent.
There's this movie I seen when I was in jail about the Antichrist, and I think it was like the president was the Antichrist, and he had like a pact with the devil, and they were putting like barcodes on people.
That sounds kind of like the Holocaust.
They were putting they would force you to, if you didn't put the barcode on your wrist, you were gonna sent to jail. You were getting sent to jail, and the only way for you to be released is if you got the code in your wrist. And that's the mark of the beast. Which is fucking scary that they would make it into a
looked it up before.
Goddamn, a Bible movie.
But
it was a religious movie.
But there is the mark of the beast.
And I never found the fucking name, man. I never found the name to that movie, bro.
The actual mark of the beast.
I never found the name to that movie, bro. Why sound like that, man?
I forgot.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I had to put your man. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
I had to look it up. Well, my friend showed it to me, and there's an equation that is based because you know how the alphabet has like certain letters or I mean no, not letters, but it has a certain numeral amount. I forgot what system it's used for that, but like
The fuck.
anyway, so basically the term computers is supposed to add up to a numeral value of 666.
Two computers is supposed
No,
to add to a what the fuck?
The word computer is supposed to add up to a total of 666. Like I forgot what system uses it, but like for each letter, it stands for a certain number value. Yeah. And my friend a while back showed me this.
That was a real young.
So, like I haven't brought it up in so long that I kind of forgot. But I know that there's a certain equation that we can do that actually proves this, or at least it's just a weird coincidence, I guess at best. But I mean, I think
That's
that
insane.
I think that we have all
So we're gonna
contributed.
have to double check that.
Well, it's just that I believe that we've all contributed in some way to this whole.
I thought it was gonna rain earlier. I thought I was gonna have
Antichrist.
to move, but
Well, I mean,
we're
it's
fine. Just to give you guys
dribbling.
the background. We're in the middle of the city in a truck. It's late at night, around 12 o'clock. No, what is it? It's like 12. Yes, around that time.
I mean, it's probably gonna rain a little bit on and off, probably, because it did a little bit earlier before you came.
What do you think? What do you think about today's day?
It's a good day. It's just hot. Like I mean,
Oh, it was hot today.
well, I
Oh,
mean,
hell yeah, right?
we've had hotter days. It's just that after what happened to me yesterday, I was gonna go to Bravo originally, and like my skin felt like it was burning, so I went and sat.
You rather it be cold than hot.
I'd rather the cold, and I don't mind the sun all that much. I can withstand it for a long period of time. It's just I've been over pushing myself a lot because I'm trying to lose the weight. So the carts are like my main workout when I'm there, and it's just that like my body can only handle so much, overlapping stress to a certain amount. And I guess that yesterday
The fuck
was just my limit, I guess, and my body was just telling me that I was overdoing it. And then of course I had those older boots, and they were so like thin, like
otter boots.
all those. Well,
In
see,
shape of otters.
the soles
Otter boots.
were completely thinned out, so, which wasn't helping because I get the boots for support because of my leg, and when they're too thin, I don't get the support I need. So it's kind of like
The
not
otter
wearing anything.
boots, Your older. Your otter boots.
But yeah. So I decided to
Your
go
otter
take
boots.
I decided to take the day off because it's just I didn't feel like I was gonna do very well out in the sun today. I decided to go in the AC and just to sit down all day and get out sun.
Oh, you were at Burger King.
Yeah.
It's nice. I mean, it's
Well,
not-
I know a lot of people, and as long as that one manager ain't there, I'm usually good because he don't like me.
I mean, it sucks that you have to be like 24/7.
I mean, it has pros and cons to it. As I said before. But there's a kind of mindset
Fuck, why I keep going?
that you have to have, and even a strong mindset is just still hard to deal with it. And and this goes back to people contributing to this like evil, though. I mean, now the Antichrist did make an appearance technically of like years back. You know what I mean? So I mean, of course, again, I don't know who would have been and who claimed to be, but I think that all of our actions has contributed to an overall issue. That if there was a single Antichrist, that it's kind of like welcoming something evil into the country. You know what I mean? Everything that we do has a negative or positive effect to an extent. But it's fucking really bad. And then when you got these people who don't understand how much they actually have in comparison. And we're made to believe that when in America, we have to have this system that makes us believe and not just competing for everything, but if you're not good enough, then you're not worth anything, whether it's the sports or the aspect of what beauty is and just everything, like even material objects, And that's why I get a lot of people. It hasn't happened recently, but back when I used to sit at Wawa a lot, people would come up to me and say, hey, the whole idea of that I'm better than you because I work for a living. And then I'm like, I have to explain to them, without that paycheck, they wouldn't be working. They'd be doing anything else but working. Every day I have to work. You know what I mean? And it's not the whole I'm going to Bravo thing to make money. It's that every second of my life I'm working to keep myself alive, to whether I'm walking or getting something done, planning. I mean, and then I have all my injuries, all the pains that I have to constantly deal with. You know, it's a constant drain on the energy
You're
in
a
my
tough
body.
fucking gorilla back salamander, man.
I mean, and then mentally, it messes with your brain mentally.
But this gonna
You
make you
know.
I feel like you're gonna have a home one day.
Well,
just
I am
gotta
gonna
search.
have a
You
home.
gotta search. You got.
I already have a home waiting for
I mean,
me.
if
It's
you
just
want
I
me to tell
can't.
you to cut the shit, if you want me to cut the shit.
But the
you
thing
can
is, though, is
find
that
somebody- You
I
need to find somebody who really love you.
already got somebody that really loves me. I have to
When
be.
is she gonna get you, man? She gotta pick you
It's
up.
it's not her. It's not her. My life isn't a part of her problem. Yes, we're together, but I'm not gonna expect her to.
But how long you gonna be fucking not meeting
I've
her?
survived this
Have
long.
you ever met her before?
Yeah, I have, but I've survived
You
this.
have?
I have, and I've survived this
Oh.
long. You know what I mean?
In person,
And-
though.
Yes, and what I'm saying is though is that she's got a kid. You know what I mean? It's you know that's her blood. You know what I mean? I'd already told her she needs to take care of that kid first.
So where did you meet then?
Fucking she was on vacation with her family here in Florida.
Really?
When I was in Tampa, yeah. Well, not in Tampa. Fucking Orlando. Fucking yeah. They had. I forgot what spot they came up, but they came at a spot by Orlando. It wasn't Kissimmee, but it was somewhere else closer to like
Yeah, I
Orlando.
don't know no love songs. I was just gonna.
No, that's cool though. It's just that like I'm not gonna.
You
I'm
know
not.
a love song?
I know plenty, but it's you know,
Well,
but
sing one then.
I'm not gonna expect her to go out of her way
Sing
to help
one.
me.
I might know it.
That's all right, bro. I'm not that great of a singer.
Oh, but come on, just you might know the words.
With what I was gonna say though, you know, the fact that she's got a kid, I'm not gonna expect her to go out of her way to try to take care of me when she's living with a friend right now. You know what I mean? So she's living with her friend. She doesn't have the room.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, and she's planning on trying to get her life settled out. You know what I mean? And smooth out all these bumps so that she could bring me up there. And that's the whole thing, right? You got to have patience with everything that you do. And, you know, it's you know, especially when you're in a relationship, you know. If the person was single and it was all going good, that'd be different. But I mean, not single, but having a kid. She didn't have a kid, it would go a lot different. But she's got a kid, you know, so of course that's a lot more stress. And then most of her family is either thieves or crazy or they're drug addicts. And that's when she was in Oregon, she had a place with her family. Her family was not reliable. Her mom, or well, technically her stepmom, that woman that she calls mom is her ex's mother, who's all and the ex is the father of the kid, but he does nothing but drugs and
her ex
and thieving.
is the father.
The father of the kid that I told you about, the kid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's his daughter. But she thinks it'd be
her
more.
mom's like her mother.
Yeah, that's the real mom. But
His mom, I mean.
but the kid already calls me daddy anyway. Like she already sees me as a father figure. She's never,
Daddy.
you know, and it's nice because like the dad, you know, all he ever does is try to steal from them. And that one time I sent them $45 a few weeks back because he had stole over 200. I didn't have enough. I wasn't planning on replacing a whole 200, but I told them that I would send whatever I could. Because she gets money every month, but she didn't have enough because of what he stole. So I sent her something to help her get by until the...
And she knows you're homeless?
She didn't want me to send the money. I told her that I was going to send the money.
She didn't want you to?
She doesn't want me to because she knows of my predicament. But I told her the same thing that I tell everybody else. You know, she's got a kid. I've already...
So she doesn't want you to send it?
She never wanted me to send money her way because she knows that I'm in a bad predicament. I told her that I want to be a part of her life. I want to be part of the kid's life.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do what my stepfather did for me, which is be there for the person, you know. If I'm going to be with a woman and she's got a kid, I'm going to take care of the kid, you know. If I see that she's in a bad predicament, I'm going to help her. You know, I mean, and if I've gotten this far with nothing, then I don't mind waiting a bit longer, you know, until she's finally smoothed all these bumps out with her. Because I mean, she just disowned almost all of her family. The mom that I was telling you about,
Damn, it sounds like
she
lives
went
a hard life.
she went back to
But
drugs.
still, I don't like
and
the
she
fact
just
that
went
she
back
would
to
take
rehab.
money from you, even if, like she met you when you were in the streets.
She's been knowing I'm homeless. She knows all about that. The thing is though is that she knows that she's not going to tell me no. I'm not going to accept no as an answer. She's got a kid. That kid should come before I, anyways. Same thing I told you. If you got your kid should always come before me, and you shouldn't go out of your way to help me constantly when you got a family of your own to deal with. I mean, yes, it's kindness to an extent, but how much do you take? You know what I mean? Because one rainy day, you know, you're gonna need something, and you don't have it because you just gave it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have to be considerate about that. You know what I mean? I'm in a relationship, and I'm gonna take care of her, and she's
God
you know,
damn.
she won't tell me no anymore because she knows I'm not going to listen. I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna send you money and just give me an address. Yeah, I have the address saved to my phone. I have to scroll up to get it, but I have it, and then so that whenever she, and I already told her as soon as I'm done gathering what I'm getting from the flea market, and once I get the phone bill paid, and I already got the boots, I told her after that I'm planning on sending her some money because I know that she's having, you know, she got that kid, you know.
It sounds like the rain is coming.
Yep.
We're gonna have to take a detour in 1 segundo.
So much for it not raining.
Yeah, and we came back to life. Sorry about that, segundo. You guys are still gonna hear a little bit of rain, but that's part of the thing. So go ahead, man. Go ahead, security. So let's talk about your security days.
I mean, it wasn't that much fun. It didn't last for too long. I was more of a substitution for some friends because a couple other people called out, and the guy knew me out there. I was homeless out there too, so the guy, I was good friends with the main with the security.
I love the rain sounds right now.
Like the security boss, I guess it would be, or head security or whatever he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So he knew me, and I did a little bit on and off with him. Wasn't too much. Wasn't nothing too special going on with that. Just it was just at Gasper's Grotto, and it was just a bunch of fucking people.
Gasper's Grotto, what the hell is that?
It's like a, you know, it's basically a bar. It's kind of like a club, I guess, and it has a
That club's so scandalous.
It's got 3 parts to it. It's a 3-part.
Hold on for a second. What? Right, I'm in a trunk, throw him in a what? And in the town, bombs in a what? Do it like what? Do it like what? No, it's in the town. And baby, let me see that thong. Let me see that thing when it go. Love it when that booty go, baby. Bum. Love it when that booty go. Baby. Don. Go ahead. That was a thong halftime for everybody out there.
We have but it's
rest in peace.
It's a 3-piece
Don't rest in peace. I love you guys.
it's a 3-part club.
I'll rest in peace.
The main building is, you know, the one in the middle. The one on the right is basically the outdoor place where you could eat, and it's still a part of the club, and so is the left side. But the left side is it's more for like bands and karaoke, basically. Mm-hmm. You know, but yeah, I was there for a little bit. Wasn't too special going on there. They had me doing it over at Harley Davidson, and was it Daytona? Yeah, Daytona.
So we're gonna play a game real quick. And then we'll finish your security stories. You have to guess if this is a real song or not.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm gonna sing the lyrics, and you have to tell me if it's a real song or not. Peanut butter jelly time.
That's a real song.
That's a real song?
Everybody knows that one.
Alright, so your turn.
Oh boy. Oh,
You want to skip? You want me to go again?
I was gonna guess the songs you were doing.
Okay, so you could guess. Alright. What? Yeah. What? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What? What you gonna do? Yeah. What you gonna do? What? What you gonna do? Yeah.
Sounds like something from Little John.
What do you?
I don't really know personally because you could have made that up, but it sounds like something Little John would do.
It's true.
But honestly, a song is still a song,
real, it's real.
even if it ain't a real public song, you know. Technically.
Okay. Here we go. Mama, slow it down for me, do it on the table, yeah. You know I'ma put it on like I want some cable, yeah. Mama, do it for me, yeah. Mama, do it slow. Mama, do it for me, yeah. Mama, do it slow. Mama, do it for me, yeah, on the table. What do you...
I don't even know who would have sung that because I really don't know that music all that well.
Well, what does it sound like, a real song or not?
Modern music, I think it could be. With all the songs we got.
That's I made that up.
Yeah, well, technically speaking, it's
That
still a
sounded
song.
good, right?
It's still a song, and you still
Mama,
made it up.
do it for me slow. Mama, do it for me slow.
I mean, you know, music is still music, even if it's not professional.
I know, I do music.
You know?
I do music.
But,
That's so funny. I do music.
But the modern trend of music, man, is become pretty bad, in my opinion. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's just...
Whip it up, whip it up. Whip it up, whip it up. It sounds like a rat. Like a little... I'm a frog. Whip it up, whip it up. I'm gonna hop on a lily.
It's
Whoop,
just,
whoop.
we have all these people, you know.
Look at the wizard is trying to get me. Whoop.
And we...
I hop in the hole. Trying to fetch my soul. Whoop.
You know, we got these...
You motherfucker, you know how to do it for real, ho. Whoop.
We got these people who want a certain type of living to be achieved, like, you know, the whole idea of having to have a place where there's no sexism and no racism and all this other stuff, you know. But if you think about everything that we contribute to is usually either sexist or racist, and it's more of a mentality thing. But if you think about it, right, like a lot of our music is very degrading against one gender, primarily with women, where the guys have the money and the power, and they're hiring these women of only a certain body kind, which also attacks self-esteem. I'll tell you something else about that, and a lot of that, whether
yeah, tell me about
whether people intended for this to happen specifically, it has affected people.
Hello, boom. Sorry.
Like with our younger generation of females.
It's dark comedy.
A lot of females, especially in the younger age groups, have been known, like the suicide rate. Hard to talk. The suicide rate for these
dark
younger, for these younger age groups have gone a lot higher, especially because it's not so much the person doing the music that's bad because he's doing it. It doesn't make him a bad person. It's just that we have so much self-esteem problems as far as the women go, especially younger girls, because they grow up seeing these like divas and models, as they call them, you know, twerking on these rap videos, and I say rap because there's a lot more of them doing it in rap videos now, and pop too, especially, but I mean, I know that when I grew up, I saw a lot of that in mainly rap. There was some in pop, but more in rap.
They're straight up hood scallywags.
It's just that,
they
like,
don't know no better. It should be belong on a chain or on a sweater. Hold on, let me get her. Put her in a cage. What, bitch? You full of rage? Spit on you, kick you, flip the page. I don't give a fuck about that bitch if her name was Shage.
It's just, you know. And another thing that I also don't understand,
bars for Mars.
You know, if we have women who are fighting for, you know, stuff,
bars for Mars.
You know, if we got all these women fighting for all these women's rights, you know what I mean? Like what really confuses me is when you see them fighting for these rights, but then you got a handful of these same women, and they want to run to the club wearing the most nastiest thing possible, and then the first ones to twerk to something degrading. They're the first one. But yeah, but these are some of the first women to run out there wearing stuff like that, and these also are the same women who twerk to these musics that are degrading towards women. But then they want to fight for equality and like women's rights, and it's confusing to me, especially, you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, like I like a lot of the same things that any other.
Put their fucking ass, no matter how big the ass is and how good it looks. Do not put it on no fucking camera.
Well, I mean,
unless it's porn. I like porn, but I'm saying, if it's like on a camera and you're just there showing your fucking ass
I
or
work.
your shit.
Yeah.
To put your shit out of that ass. I
work
don't need
hard.
to watch that ass where
Well,
you shit out of.
I don't
baby.
mind. I mean, I enjoy.
What the fuck is you doing?
I enjoy.
You shit out of that ass and you're boing.
I enjoy seeing women, you know, like any other man does, but I work harder to stray away from that type of stuff. It's just like pornography, you know. I mean, if you watch it enough times, and it could potentially warp your brain in a sense, because subconsciously, you're soaking up
fucking them.
These lessons.
I'm fucking them, man.
Where
when I watch porn, I'm fucking them.
Where men believe that this is how men are supposed to be, and this is how women are supposed to be.
I am the one that's fucking them. I am the one. Under the sun, I am the one. Under the sun that's fucking them, and you know what?
Where like men believe that this is how they're supposed to be, and this is how women are supposed to be. So now we have this thing where, I mean, even back in the day, men are supposed to be, you know, higher up than women as far, you know, and it's always been that way.
Bro,
I know.
No,
You're gonna make a comment about it.
You said,
like I kind of stuttered and it sounded funny.
You said,
I know.
You sounded like the road runner.
We have
Motherfucker said,
but like, you know, even back in history though, we had, you know, more men in the sense where women
make fun of me, please.
Why
don't you make fun of my legs?
Are supposed to be.
That's why I got my hobbit legs.
You know, what I was gonna say though is that men were always looked at as the main, you know, power figure, whereas women are supposed to be the basically slaves in a sense. Now, I never agreed to that personally, but if we go based on history, that's what it shows us. And then you got porn, which basically reenacts that, and it's not so much a, hey, you know what I mean, I'm gonna come to agreement with you to do this. It's literally
I'm coming.
A lot of these scenes are supposed to be as if it's real life. So like, you know, a random girl walks up and just randomly,
I come on your agreement.
Well, see, it's a lot of women. You got these women who are just walking up, you know, as actresses, you know, and they're walking up, and then they see this random dude out of nowhere just happens to be there, and they just automatically want to have sex with him, you know. So then we have these dudes who automatically think that any woman that's anywhere near them should automatically want to have sex with them now. So then they get to this mindset, you know, whether subconsciously or intentionally, where they go, oh, I've watched so much porn now that I believe I should be allowed to have sex with any woman that I see. So it's an obligation now, you know, and that's part of the reason why we have so much of this music, you know, going on now. You know, and I never agreed to it. You know, I don't agree with that kind of stuff because, you know, I want to have a thing where we have.
You just turned into Dracula.
Yeah. I know. It sounds like a frog. I know.
I said Dracula. Why you said frog, man?
Because it sounded like I was croaking like a frog. That's what I thought.
No, I said Dracula.
And you said Dracula, yeah.
I'm Dracula.
But if we ever have any hope of becoming equals and having equality, then I think we're not doing it the right way.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's trying to point the fingers. It's like you see these guys out here, you know, speeding their cars. How can you say that you're genuine, but you work?
Like the car was moved.
But you work harder to spend your money on things you don't need. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like I told you the other day. I don't know if you remember or not, but I told you how.
Selfish.
Well, no, it's not that. Yeah, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about how I had to do laundry the other day. I walked past. You know how there's a nail salon, and then like it has like an insurance or a lawyer place or whatever, and then you got the laundromat.
Yeah.
Well, I saw these two black girls, you know, and they were older women. Well, not really old, but like, I mean, I want to say maybe in their 30s. Maybe it looks to me personally. I think they were in their 30s.
Yeah.
And they just came out that store. One girl was like, "Oh, girl, I see you got your nails done." They looked over at me. They smiled and start giggling. It's like, "Oh yeah, I got my nails done." And so I looked at them and I said, "Yo, you know what I mean? What kind of bullshit is that? Why you looking at me and smiling about your nails?" I mean, you know, and like I told him, you know, there are people out there. Now, I'm one of the ones that are better off because I'm smart enough to know how to handle the situations. What
do you mean? Hold on, say.
It's just like a lot of people out here who.
What did she say, and then what did you say?
I looked. Well, basically, I was pulling the cart up because I had my stuff over at Bravo, so I got a separate cart. I went to my spot over here to get my clothes to go wash them. As I pulled past the place, there was two black girls standing there, adults, you know. One girl was like, "Hey, I see you got your nails done," and then they both looked at me.
You said that?
No. They both looked at me. They started smiling and started giggling, talking about their nails again. And they kept looking up at me and shit. So I finally looked at them and I pulled, because I had to get behind them anyway to get on the sidewalk. So I was right behind them. As I'm pulling past them, I told them how I felt, how greedy that they were. And I told them, I guarantee you, I'm gonna hear about you, or see you at Bravo in a nice dress going to church on a Sunday. And these are the same people that go to church, talking about how much they need their tithes and how to love God and how to be genuine and treat people equally and how we have to rejoice, and conjugate. These are the same people that are in there getting their hair done and their nails done.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, how are you gonna tell me that you believe in God and all this stuff? And I'm a believer too, but but you got these believers out there who are doing that. You know what I mean? And then you wonder why nobody wants to believe anymore. And this is why people think it's fake now. Because we got people abusing the system. I mean, I think we all abuse it to a certain degree, but when you go as far as to go against the same things that you believe in, I think that's pretty bad. Like, having an open mind is one thing. Like, to go as far as to say that aliens could be a thing is not really, and I believe that that's not going against God. If you think about it, right? If God created everything, then I mean, that would be selfish of us to believe He only created humans. You know what I mean? Like who's to say He didn't create aliens and some other weird shit around here? We don't know that. That's what I'm saying, right? But
it will make everything so complicated.
It would make it complicated, but you know what I mean? But like, everything around me is complicated. Everything that I see, because when you're down at the bottom and you're a bottom feeder and you look up at these people, you know what I mean? It's.
So then, what does the Bible mean?
See now what I've always said. And other people have said it. Now, what I believe in.
If you were saying that, if He made other.
I believe that the Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth. Now, I don't know if that's exactly what it means or what, or if it just happens to be coincidentally, good for that. I don't know. The point is, though.
Say that just fucking around.
See, a lot of people have said it in the past, though. I'm not the
time.
only one. See, you say it too. Yes, exactly. So I'm saying like other people have said it.
Way before 2009.
But what I'm saying though is that, right now, you think about this, right? God gave us free will. Or at least that's what we believe up to now. They give us free will. Now, we have that, but then we also have the one book. That one book.
Before the 2009, saying that.
That we have to read this one book, but we have free will, right? And if you think about it, we have all these, humans telling us, hey,
I said that already.
And you have to, and you got these humans telling us that, hey, you have to read this one book. And it's like, but wait, if God gave us free will, and Jesus walked around saving everybody without having to congregate in a building, then why is it that we have free will?
Bottle? Where's my bottle?
No, my bottle here.
I want to Google Gaga.
It's just that what bothers me is that people act like the people act like that the Bible is the only book that we have to read. You know what I mean? Like, if He only needed us to read that one book, then He wouldn't have gave us, free will. And the free will to make our own choices and to find our own paths and to research our own things and to make all these things that we have here. I'm just saying, it's and for us to believe that all we need is one book is it's contradicting, the free will that God apparently gave us as well. So here's what I believe personally on that. I believe that
I no comprendo
that He gave us free will so that we can find our own pathway, so that we can do this research with an open mind. You know what I mean? Like, it never once says in the Bible that we can't have an open mind. You know what I mean? It tells us not to worship other gods, So there's that theory. And it's just, I think about this a lot, because if we're going to be believers, then we have to...
I was spraying my booty spray.
We have to believe that, you know what I mean? One, we have to have the faith to believe that He gave us this. Like, I got into an argument with a lady last year, towards like...
Around Christmas?
I know.
Why the fuck you look so good?
It wasn't,
fuck you,
bitch. It wasn't Christmas.
You think you're lucky? Merry Christmas. Not.
I forgot what time it was last year, but I remember because I used to go there a lot. Yeah. It'd be before the whole BS happened over there. Anyway.
Happy Kwanzaa. N-word.
So there was a lady there sitting there.
That's what you did?
No, I'm going to tell you. But there's a lady there, and I haven't seen her here recently. I don't know if she's moved or what she's doing. But I see her occasionally in, like, the Wendy's, for instance, back when I used to go to Wendy's on the occasion. But I saw her more at Wawa or at the library. Sometimes I see her there, too. But mainly at Wawa. Anyway, so I'm there, and, like, it was the morning, and I had went to sleep.
This was at Christmas?
I don't remember when it was, but it was last year. I don't think it was Christmas. I think it was before Christmas. Anyway, I went to sleep in my tent
I
early.
don't know why I got Christmas.
Back, we'll see.
I think I added that.
Back when I went to the woods and I still had that spot in there.
Yeah.
I went to sleep early and then I woke up and then I went up to Wawa to get something to eat because I was heading to the library. And so we're talking about God, and I forgot exactly what all we were talking about as far as that went. But she she would bring up the fact that that the first that the first like the first
Yeah, go.
I forgot exactly what she said as far. Oh my God, what'd she say? Like basically, she believes that the Bible was the first thing that like the first information that God gave us, basically. And like we got this.
I'm so fucking high right now.
Well, and we got to this huge argument about it because she didn't want to admit that there was something further. But there was something further beyond the Bible that came before the Bible. You know what I mean? And anybody who knows about God, whether they're religious or not, knows that apparently man wrote the Bible based on what the Father and Jesus had told them to write. And so basically we got this huge argument about it because I had to remind her. I'm like, hey, I finally told her to shut up and listen for a second because she kept on cutting me off, saying, no, it's the Bible, it's the Bible. And it's like, if you think about it, right, before the Bible was a book, it was chiseled in stone, right? Yeah. Way back. And then it was written on scrolls, page by page, and I forgot what they called them, the old books back then. But it was basically on scrolls first, though. Then it became on parchment papers and whatnot. Yeah. But even before all of that, though, right? When Jesus first became, in the New Testament as an actual real thing, right? As an idol or whatever you want to call it, right? Messiah and all that. People were scared because they were under a god. Not a god but a king, who thought themselves to be a god, right? Anybody who believed otherwise would get killed, right? So God came to them first in the mind. He didn't come to them with a book. That's what I'm saying, though. I had to like explain that to her because well, see, a lot of people don't realize that he first came into the mind to write the book. It's just that we have so many people, who believe in it, but they don't want to get their facts straight.
If you have to get rid of one sport, all right. Here, I'm gonna put 3, and you have to get rid of one.
Shit, I already have which one I want though.
No, but I'm putting 3, and you have to decide on one.
I'll try.
Skateboarding, BMX, and surfing. So those 3 sports.
Shit.
You have to pick out of one of those 3. BMX, surfing, skateboarding.
I don't know. I've heard of more deaths than surfing, so I guess I get rid of that. I don't know. Maybe.
The Great Makanu.
If I had to pick.
The Big Kahuna. There's no more Big Kahuna no more because of you then.
I picked out of the options you gave me.
Well, I will pick BMX.
If it was skateboarding, it would be Tony Hawk and Bam, I'm sure.
No, I will pick BMX canceled.
But the BMXing isn't really all that entertaining anyways.
No, but I feel like surfing is a big cultural thing. And I could never do that.
In an extent, maybe.
I could never do that.
But it's more of a sport at this point now. Technically, But out of those choices, though, I think BMXing is the least.
And it's more street. BMXing is street.
And shit. Well, yeah, but the BMX is the least entertaining.
No, it's super entertaining.
Well, in my opinion, it's. I
was at the skate park.
Out of those 3, I
was telling you about, and these motherfuckers get up so high, doing 360s, 540s.
Well, I was saying like,
it's insane. They go right in front of you,
well,
and you see the wind.
I've watched them on the TV. I've watched them before, on YouTube and on TV before, and I've seen them. And I'm not saying that they're not
footage. I have a video with me and some. The kid's nasty.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're not entertaining, but in my personal opinion, out of the 3, the choices you just gave me,
session, guys, check it out.
I would say personally that they are the least entertaining out of those 3 choices.
I have a playlist for skate sessions. You guys can check it out. Go ahead.
Because when you have skateboarding and you have surfing, those 2 are like much more entertaining to me than BMXing. Sure, you got a ramp, you got a bike, and you could probably get some air with enough practice if you don't break your neck in the process or whatever. Same with skateboarding.
I like BMX.
You know what I mean? But we'll see, like with surfing though, there is no let's build a ramp. You know what I mean? You have to go out there and pick a certain time in the weather when the weather's a certain way. You know, and I picked surfing because there's so many deaths. But surfing is very unique in that manner, though. It's just like snowboarding, you know what I mean?
Do you
like,
think there's more depths in BMX or surfing?
I personally think surfing because you have the weather, you have the shark attacks, and you have those other accidental moments, you know, where it could be a boat. Yeah, well, with that or a rock or a boat. And on a rare occasion, a person could wipe out and end up in the fishing area and get hooked. Oh yeah, it's happened. I just don't know how many times it's happened, but there are cases where surfers, you know, for whatever reason, they wipe out and they end up getting slung,
like fishing lines.
Yeah, by like fishing lines or even by hooks on accident. Where like let's say it was high tide or a heavy tide, the surfer wipes out and gets barreled over there in that area. You don't even mean to. By the time he realizes what the hell happened, or maybe he's got a concussion, hits his head, passes out, and then boom. And then the fisherman's like, what the fuck? Oh, I got a hook. What's this?
Yeah, he's fucking really in and shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but...
What is that?
If you think about it, though, the fisherman...
It's me, dickhead. I'm surfing, brother.
Well, see,
what's wrong with you?
In the occasion where a surfer does have a concussion, where he does pass out, I'd say that would personally be the best option.
Bro, you haven't laughed not once.
Is to get hooked by a hook, in my opinion, because he sure would hurt. But then they go to tug on it and they'll be like, oh shit, there's a person down there. And fishermen are more likely to help you as opposed to the crowd. They'll be like, oh no, let's all panic and run away. You know what I mean? You got the kids and you got the moms and people.
Panic.
You know what I mean? And you got people.
Panic.
People are more prone to make a situation worse because they either are in their music, they're out there not giving a fuck about nobody else but themselves and their friends anyways. So they're more likely to hurt that person on accident because they might trample on them.
All right, so
you know?
I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
Jack Black. God forbid, you know, any of these happen. Jack Black, Donald Trump. Something stuck in their esophagus at the White House dinner. Which one are you helping first?
Jack Black.
Me too.
Jack Black is actually genuine.
I will help both of them.
So I want to help Trump. He's an asshole, dude.
No, but I will help him too.
Yeah, but he's not genuine. Nor do I. But he's not been genuine to people. He's hurt a lot of people up to now, and he's just abusing his power. I don't like that. You know what I mean? And I mean, sure. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go out of my way to personally
give me a scenario.
Kill him.
Give me a scenario. Give me one.
But with Jack Black being genuine, I want to help him.
Give me one with like celebrities, like Lil Wayne or something. Think of one.
Oh boy.
Stuck in their esophagus. I have to say one. Go.
God, I gotta think about this one.
Okay.
I mean, shit. I don't know. Like what the fuck? I guess like Bruce Lee and like.
Okay, Bruce Lee's in there. Fuck.
Bruce Lee and
Damn.
Fuck was that one dude? And Gacy. You know,
Gacy? What the fuck?
You know Gacy? The guy who used to dress up as the clown, the fat dude who used to kill people.
John Wayne Gacy.
That guy.
Oh no, I would have to pick Bruce Lee.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And now you see where I'm coming from. I don't give a fuck about Trump. I don't like Trump.
That's how you see him?
I no. Well, here's the thing. I don't see him as a rapist or like as a murderer. As a murderer personally. But if you think about his history and what he's done, I mean, I'd view him at best. You know, from him like financially hurting people for his own gain. That's basically like murdering somebody in a sense. Because, you know what I mean? Without that money, I mean, who knows?
What were we talking about again? I forgot.
Well, we were bringing up scenarios, and then like Trump, you were asking me if I view Trump as Gacy.
Trump. Okay.
Or Casey, or whatever the fuck that dude's name is.
Gacy.
And I'm like, well, here's the thing. I understand that he's not going around bashing people over the head with objects and, you know, and burying them under his house, at least as far as I know. But when you work, like I forgot the name of his company, but there was a company, he's done this a few times, where before he became president, he used to go, and he's gone bankrupt because of this shit, and he would screw people out of their money. Now what if somebody died because of him doing that? That basically, in my book, that makes him a murderer. He's not genuine. He's not. I mean, and you don't have to go out of your way to help people to be a good person, but when you go out of your way to hurt people, whether it's financially, emotionally, physically, mentally. You know, I don't think that's a good thing to do.
I'm gonna give you 3 serial killers.
Oh boy.
And you have to. They all got something stuck in their esophagus, and you have to say one of them.
The Adam's apple.
And I like a lot of these. Like Ted Bundy.
I don't remember that guy all too well.
You don't?
I mean, I know
He's
the
like
name.
the smart one. He's like the
I
one
know
that
the
killed
name.
a whole bunch of females.
Well, I know the name, but I don't remember
He
him too well.
escaped jail and then he killed more females.
Are you talking about Jeff the Killer, or
no, Ted Bundy.
Jack the Ripper or whatever, right? Something like that.
No, he looks like Jack the Ripper.
But it's the same thing kind of, right? Where they both like and they went out and murdered women, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, something like
and
that.
a little beetle. He used to put on a fucking mask and gloves, and like
The common stuff.
yeah.
Clever.
But he was super smart though.
It kind of sounds like a Hannibal style character where he's smart.
He got caught for the murders after he escaped jail because he bit into one of the victims.
Dumbass.
You know, the motherfucker turned into an animal, dude.
Hey, well, life can do that to you if you're not careful. Every step you take could be your last.
That's crazy, right? That you just bite.
And just imagine being homeless out here, bro, and how insane it drives people. And the reason why I always said that...
No, he wasn't homeless.
No, I'm not saying he was, but this goes back...
He could get any girl.
Because I know you told me on the phone...
That's how he would kill them.
On something, and I wanted to clarify something so that people could understand. Because you got... And you reminded me of something that I kind of figured I should have said already, but I don't think I clarified it enough. Like, when I say basically that most people couldn't handle what I go through, and it's not to say that I'm a better person than somebody else. It's that I understand how mentally and emotionally frustrating it drives me. Like, you know what I mean? And it basically, it turns you basically into an animal. You know what I mean? You already don't feel human. You feel more exiled already being out here. You know what I mean?
Shit, goddamn.
And when you and it doesn't matter how genuine you are, how smart you are, how strong you are. It tears away. Like, I already got injuries, and so of course that pain is already amplified just from it being there alone. I have high pain tolerance, but I still deal with pain that like I deal with crippling pain almost every single second of my life. It doesn't go away. It doesn't. So I have that. I have emotional problems because of that. I have mental problems because of that. And more times than not, I feel like that I have to watch every step that I take because I know that if I take one wrong step or I make one wrong move, I have one wrong thought.
Mirror man, for the love of God.
Yeah, I know that window's fucked up. The mechanics. But no, you know what I mean? And it's like I know inside of my brain that I make one wrong move, have one wrong thought, make one wrong step, and I will end up going insane. And I don't want to be, you know, and this goes back to what I said in a song. Those lyrics I said were like, you know what I mean? I can choose to be somebody I love or end up being somebody I hate. Now, now, trying to be somebody you love is much harder than becoming something you hate. Anybody can, whether you're homeless or not. But when you have nothing and everything...
Those lines were good.
And every time you gain something, you lose it again. Or rain destroys you, you know, something that you care about or something you need or want. And you know what I mean? Like everything's against you at this point. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many people help you. You got to help yourself first, right? And so, like, I'm more aware because I want to be more aware. So, therefore, it affects me harder as a person, as opposed to somebody just drinking their lives away. Like, you know, the homeless, and they be chugging whiskey bottles and shit because they don't care. Because it has fucked them to the point where they just don't want to care anymore. Like, I want to care. And especially now that I have a family, I have to want to care. If I'm going to be somebody better, especially for the sake for them, I have to become a better person. That means that I have to work harder to get stronger.
You should try to meet someone too.
You know what I mean?
I think if you meet someone and get, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. I know enough
you
about.
did meet someone.
That's what I'm saying though. But that's the whole thing though, right?
Right.
It's just like with you. You know what I mean? Apparently you had met your girl right online or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you find love in the weirdest of places. Like for all those people that have, you know, that have made me not want to wake up. And it's not just them, it's the pain that I go through every day. You know, it's constant pain. I don't ever get out of it. There's no getting out of it for me. I've tried taking pain pills in the past. My high pain tolerance kicks the pain. It kicks the pain pills basically out of me, so I don't feel it. And then all I get is a migraine because
it pushes the pain.
I try.
Out.
We'll see. I'll even try taking double or even triple sometimes the amount to see if it'll go over my pain tolerance and maybe kick something in for me. It doesn't work. All I get is a migraine. So I know that the pain pills don't work, so I'm stuck with the pain anyways. And I don't believe in pills in the first place. You know what I mean? I know what they're good for, and they're not really good for much. It's basically an illusion anyway. You know what I mean? You take them, and then it's an illusion after that. It blocks what you feel.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking.
You know?
Your talking is putting my eyes to sleep.
Sorry, I talk a lot. But no,
I don't know what the fuck it's doing to me. I'm like...
Well, it's also hot in here. It's
like
also hot, too. Well, see, it's also hot, you know what I mean?
I'm good now.
But no, and a lot of people don't understand, you know what I mean, how stressful it really is to be out here, as opposed to, like, you know what I mean, being able to rely on somebody who you know what I mean, like everybody goes, what about your family? It's like, what about my family? You know what I mean? It's not up to them to help me. I have to help myself, and they do help me, but they can't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I don't go, well, I want to date you because I want you to bring me into a home. And it's like, I tell her, yes, I do want to live with you, but you know what I mean?
Family? What do you, there's no room for you over there?
Most of my family, for one, is bad blood to begin with. We don't associate with most of them.
Oh, for real?
A lot of the good family that we had is dead, and like my dad and all that. My mom's traveling. She just got settled in somewhere.
Really dead?
Yeah, well, my stepfather. I don't know my real dad.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'd rather not pursue it because I don't.
Your stepfather's dead?
Yeah, but he's been there for me. So I mean, you know, that's my dad. You know.
Yeah.
And there are times where bonds, you know, mold stronger than blood runs.
Your real dad? You don't know him?
I mean, I've had the chance a few times, but when it comes down to it,
I think we talk about
yeah,
this?
we did a while back, and this goes back to being genuine. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know much about my dad, whether or not he was good or bad, and I know that from what my mom told me, he seems like a decent person. But she said the same thing about my daughter, fucking sister as well, you know. And there were a lot of times.
You got no daughter?
We worked very hard to get her in the house finally, and she was nothing but a bitch, you know. And she was really nasty, real selfish, like she would steal and help her friends steal shit from us and everything. It was real bad. And then right before she left, I forgot what exactly she did, but she was just being even worse than when she first came. And it got to the point where I looked at her and I ended up slapping her really hard. Boom.
Who?
My sister.
God damn.
She kept talking shit about the family, my stepdad, my mom, her. Apparently, the biological father of the sister. Apparently, I don't know what he did to her, but whatever he did, it put her in a mentality. And I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna walk around and go, you know, because my life is shit, I'm automatically gonna shit on everybody. I don't do that purposely. I do have a bit of a mentality problem because of the life, but I don't use it as an excuse. I acknowledge that it's a problem. Yeah. She's wearing it like a mask. And it's just, she kept doing it. And right before she moved out, she had said some stupid shit that just made me fucking snap. And
well, what did she say?
I don't remember. It was so long ago, you know what I mean? I was younger than I was now. And I just remember fucking snapping and slapping the shit out of her. And I told her, you know, and until you figure out who you are, and until you tear that mask off, I'm not your family. You know, you're not a sister of mine. And then my mom's like, hey, you know, me and sister are talking. And it's like, she's still not family to me. Just because she's talking to you doesn't mean that she's changed.
And this is after you slapped her, you're telling her that?
Yeah, I do it. I told her, and until you rip off that mask, you're not my sister. You know what I mean? After all the problems that we went through to get her in the house.
When she changes, can you just imagine getting slapped and then someone telling her, when you change...
I'm not, well, see, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, my mom and my dad, they abused me a lot, and they did, but they didn't do it.
Pendeja, cuando cambies,
they didn't do it.
Te voy a decir que tengas que cambiar, okay? Cállese.
The problem is, though, is that, you know, I knew that they weren't doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? When you're not taught properly to be a parent, you can't expect to be a good parent. And like for her, you know, she doesn't get along with men anyways. So as I told you before, her version of trying to discipline.
Stop outsmarting me, goddammit! Ah!
So basically, her version of discipline, it ended up becoming abuse because of being around men in general. She always had problems with it. She barely got along with anybody. It took her a long time to actually finally accept me and my dad as, you know, as the good men that were in her life. It took her a long time, and she still had problems with it even still. She's much better than she was, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, after all the personal stuff that happened to her from her male parts of the family on her end, it just made her go crazy, and it took her so long, like everything from smoking weed to drinking to other. I don't remember everything that she did, but a lot of the heavy drugs she got off, and then basically she had beer and and other types of alcohol.
Y'all enjoying the city sounds?
And weed. So basically, when she finally
we are in the middle of the city.
When she finally got settled down from that dying, she finally got off the weed and finally stopped drinking. And then that's when she finally told me that she's never felt more powerful and more at peace with herself than until she stopped doing all of that crap, all of the drugs and drinking in general. Like, she had to stop.
This
you know what I
should
mean?
be a goddamn nursery book.
Well, it's just she's gone through a lot, and I know that. And a lot of the abuse.
You flip the page, and then this was what my mother.
Well, this is a lot of the abuse that she gave me also made me stronger though too, you know what I mean? Like, I could have been another drug addict or another drunk, you know what I mean? But because of her, she helped me to at least know about it, and she did what she had to be a good parent, where a lot of parents,
she wouldn't let you drink?
She let me drink, yeah, but that's the whole thing though, and I already told you about that situation. We talked about it already a few times. But, here's the whole thing though, a lot of parents, instead of actually doing their job, they'll hand you a tablet. Here you go, kid. Fucking 6 years old with a fucking tablet. I sit in the car like, oh, what am I doing? And it's like, and you expect, and I'm sorry if this sounds really rude or not, but how do you expect children to understand life when all they know is this?
Yeah.
They don't train their peripheral vision. They don't learn enough. Schools aren't teaching them much like they used to, and they never really did to begin with. So and now these parents are so, and they're so sick of being stressed. And I get it, it's stressful. But the biggest blessing is the hardest challenge. It's your job as a parent to take care of that kid properly. And you're handing them a tablet because you don't want to do your job because you're too stressed to handle your own kid. If you can't be a parent, why is the kid with you? You know what I mean? And it's the same thing I told my girl. I don't mind being there for the kid. I don't mind,
yeah, but
blessing the kid to an extent.
Have anything to do with what were you trying to say?
Okay, so basically, right, most parents don't want to be proper parents.
They don't want to deal with
like, they don't want to deal with the kid as a proper parent should.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get it, I get it, it's stressful, I'm sure, but handing a kid a tablet or some kind of device and when they're that young, and then their first lessons.
They have kid programs.
Think about, yeah, but that's the problem though. You think about it, right?
They're not watching like YouTube.
But that's the whole thing though.
They're talking about YouTube.
It doesn't matter though. I'm referring to electronics in general though. Like most kids back when I was a kid, they were running around outside and they were exploring things around them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the government has people so scared of being human anymore and actually living, that they're like, oh, I gotta keep my kid inside. Well, now the kid's pissing me off. What do I do? Get him a tablet. You know what I mean? And it's like, and so we got these kids growing up, expecting everything to happen to them, instead of learning, I leaned back in a chair one time and I fucking boom, hit my head on the ground. I hurt. I didn't do it no more. And actually I did it one time in middle school. Hit my head again. I don't do it no more because it hurts, And us boys have to learn the hard way. Anybody who knows about how boys learned back then, before we had a bunch of tablets in our face, we learned the hard way. I mean, even a lot of the girls learned the hard way back then too. You know what I mean? And it's real sad to see these kids doing this because they're not learning properly. So they're not learning the hard way. They're learning the easy way and they're learning the spoiled way. So now they expect people to give them everything, and then they grow up with that mentality. And that's why I say they're not good parents. And I'm not saying they're bad people, like that they can't be a good parent. And like I'm sure they have what it takes to be a decent parent. They're just choosing not to be. It's kind of like at Bravo. You got to shop a cart. You can push it back where it goes, but you would rather push it to the side and be lazy. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? They're treating that kid like an object or an issue that has to be fixed, instead of being there treating that person like a human. But that's at least how I view it. Like I wouldn't over spoil my kid. I want my kid to learn the ways that I've learned. Luckily, I've already been through all that, so now I could teach them that too. Yeah. I don't, it's just like, I'm just sick of seeing it. I mean, now we have parents dressing the kids up like horse. I'm sorry, but I've seen so many disgusting things just at Wawa Learn.
Let them live too. You're not gonna fucking talk their ear out.
No, I'm not. But see, my mom taught me these things early.
Yeah.
Then that's why I'm not doing drugs right now.
Telling them you can't be talking to a 1-year-old. See, this is how life's gonna be for you, kid.
Not at 1 year old. I mean, obviously not. But
You'd be like, gaga.
when they're younger and their brain is growing, and their brain is more so processing everything like a sponge as opposed to thinking.
Yeah.
So my mom took that advantage, and she had more of a hands-on method, of course.
Said,
you know what I mean? So I mean, of course, I took the lessons more physically than I did in any other way, of course. But I mean, you know, she did her best, and the message did get through. It got through. So I'm not out here doing drugs, and I think the main reason for that is because my mom did sink that into my brain, and you know, and like I said, a lot of it was more abusive, but she did what she could. She should.
When's the last time that you were
you
with
know,
her? What age?
High school maybe.
Damn.
Eh.
So she didn't teach you shit.
She taught me a lot, but I taught myself a lot of things being out here too, though.
I didn't mean to say.
But you know how birds at a certain.
She didn't teach you shit, they say.
It's just like, you know, birds
I don't give a
push
fuck
their
what you think, vato.
birds push their young out of their nest at a certain time, you know, so that the birds will be forced to fly.
Yeah, crazy birds.
Most birds do that though. They'll be in a nest and they'll force their young out at a certain age, so that when they're falling, they'll be forced to use their wings. And it's kind of like, you know, living out in, you know, and it doesn't have to be homeless living, but it's just living in general.
Affected you mentally. How the fuck is she expecting you to get up on your feet, man?
It's not, you know, her doing that.
You gotta find someone, man.
I do have somebody. That's the whole thing though.
My
mom, though, her doing that to me is not the reason why I'm homeless.
Someone that'll take you in, like
life,
like an old man or something.
Life, you know, has its ways, and honestly,
there's no old man that will take you in.
I don't know anybody like that. I'm not gonna go around asking. But thing is though, is that if I have to blame somebody, it's more or less it's the government, right? You know, I've heard this, you know, my mom's stories on so many times about when she was a kid, where she tried to escape the things that was happening to her, but of course, you know, back then they ain't gonna believe a kid, you know, and they'll believe any old parent that puts on a mask and pretends to be nice.
Oh, yippee-ki-yay, goddamn. Sorry about that. A little interruption. That's the end of the episode. We have to go back into war. I hope you guys enjoyed all that activity and action from Blockbuster Films. Underground Kitchen. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say?
I guess real quick. If I offended somebody, I didn't mean to. I hope you enjoyed the commentary and hope you have a good night or day, wherever you're at.
And shush! Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers!